She gave her last sandwich to a stranger. Then her phone rang. Naomi stepped out of the office building with tired eyes, sore feet, and exactly one thing in her bag: a sandwich she had saved for dinner. She had just finished another shift at a job that barely paid enough to cover rent. The interview she had prayed for hadn't called back. Her phone bill was due. Her fridge was almost empty. Then she saw him. A man sat on the curb near the bus stop, his coat thin, his face hollow, his eyes fixed on the ground. He looked up as people passed by. No one stopped. Naomi slowed. The man swallowed and asked in a weak voice, "Miss, do you happen to have anything to eat?" She opened her bag, looked at the sandwich and hesitated. It was all she had until morning. But then she looked at his face again. Without saying much, she handed it to him. "Here, take it." The man stared at her in disbelief. "This is yours." "It was," Naomi said with a tired smile. "Now it's yours." His hands shook as he accepted it. "Thank you," he whispered. "You may never know what this means." Naomi nodded and walked away before she could change her mind. She had barely gone half a block when her phone rang. Unknown number. "Hello? Hi, is this Naomi Carter? This is Olivia from Hartwell and Pierce. We reviewed your application again. One of our afternoon candidates canceled. Could you come in now?" Naomi stopped in the middle of the sidewalk. "Now?" "Yes. If you're still interested." Her heart pounded. "Yes, I'm coming." 40 minutes later, Naomi stood in the polished lobby of a company she had dreamed of working for. She smoothed her blouse, steadied her breathing, and followed the receptionist upstairs. When the boardroom doors opened, Naomi froze. At the far end of the table sat the same man from the sidewalk. But now he wore a pressed suit, clean glasses, and a calm expression. Naomi's eyes widened. "You?" The man smiled gently. "Please have a seat." The interview panel exchanged amused glances. The man folded his hands. "My name is Daniel Reed. I'm the founder of this company." Naomi stood there speechless. He continued, "Every quarter, I spend one day outside these offices watching how people treat those they believe cannot benefit them. Most walk by. Some stare. A few insult. Today you gave away your dinner." Naomi blinked, stunned. "I didn't know who you were." "That," Daniel replied, "is exactly why it mattered." One of the executives leaned forward. "Miss Carter, your resume was already impressive, but character is harder to teach than skill." Daniel slid a folder across the table. Inside was an offer letter. Naomi's voice shook. "You're hiring me?" Daniel smiled. "No, we're trusting you." Tears filled her eyes. That night, Naomi sat alone in her apartment, staring at the sandwich wrapper Daniel had returned to her after the interview. On it, he had written one sentence: "The world changes when people choose kindness before certainty." And from that day on, Naomi never forgot that the smallest thing you give away may be the very thing that opens the door you've been praying for.